Ma'am,
Okay,
good
see, this
morning.
is, yes,
Ma'am, good
a very
afternoon. Sorry.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon.
मैम टीवाई की लड़की इधर आ गई है.
रिचा बेटा ये SY का क्लास है। रिचा रिचा, am I audible to you बेटा? So let's start with this fourth question. This is unsolved problem. Uh, Today we are going to start with weighted average method. So shall we begin now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see what is the question. Following transaction took place. Purchases of January 2009 is given in this table, and sales of January 2009 are also given in this table. Prepare stock ledger as per in question it is FIFO method, so you have to do this sum as per FIFO method in homework. So please note down question number 4, unsolved problem as per FIFO method homework. So by now FIFO method is okay, or should I do it for you? Should I explain FIFO method once more?
No, ma'am.
Are you comfortable with that now? Confident for FIFO method?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you
Ma'am,
done
what is
all
the
the
answer? Yes, ma'am. Question number second and third.
Okay, so second and third. What is the answer of second? Can anyone please share?
Ma'am, closing stock 50 and 200.
Amount is 200, right?
No, ma'am. Quantity.
Quantity 50 and 200, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are the amounts? For 50, how much is the amount? How much is the amount?
Ma'am, for 50 it is 115,
Yes,
and for 200 it is 480.
480. Okay. So everybody has got the same answer? Yes, Jayashree, you were asking me, no, yesterday?
No, ma'am. अलग है.
Alag hai. Okay. So anybody has got the answer? I think nobody has done except you two guys, because you are answering me. So maybe nobody has done it. Okay, share the answers of third.
Ma'am, for third, closing stock quantity is 900 and amount is 19,620.
19,620. Okay. So Jayashree, have you got the same one?
Ma'am, she is done another one, question number 10.
Oh, okay. Do one thing. See, I don't have answers. I can solve it for you, but it will be a waste of time for us. So what you can do is you can I mean click a screenshot. I mean आप अपने फोटो आप अपना जो सम है ना उसका पिक निकाल लो and put it in the group so that everybody sees and वो आंसर मैच करके दिखाओ. I mean देखो कि वो मैच हो रहे हैं कि नहीं हो रहे हैं. आप एक बार एक दूसरे से आंसर्स मैच करो तो अपना भी टाइम बचेगा ना. ठीक है, जिन्होंने भी सॉल्व किए हैं ना वो एटलीस्ट पिक्स निकाल कर ग्रुप में डाल दो. whoever have solved please send pics in the group so that everybody should see whether their answers are right or wrong. At least you
मैम
can
मैंने ये
match with
थर्ड वाला की
others.
थी.
You have done this
31st
third.
December.
What is the
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
beta? What is the answer?
Fine. Closing stock ना मैम.
Yes,
700 और
she
21.80.
Anu was answering. I think Anu has got 900. Anu or
Ma'am,
Jay?
I got, ma'am, Anu.
Yeah, Anu, tell me how much you have got.
Ma'am, I got 900.
What mistake are you doing? Has anybody else solved this question?
नहीं मैम, सिर्फ हम दोनों ने ही किया है.
ओके, लेट एवरीबडी एल्स सॉल्व, उसके बाद हम डिस्कस करते हैं. ठीक है, अभी के लिए मुझे वेटेड एवरेज शुरू करने दो. चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ वेटेड एवरेज. और ये फोर्थ क्वेश्चन का फीफो मेथड, इट इज होमवर्क फॉर यू ऑल. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. सी, दिस इज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जिसमें सेल्स पर यूनिट इज गिवन, सेलिंग प्राइस पर यूनिट इज गिवन. So it is of no use for you, it is of no use. Right now we need only the per unit of receipt column. Okay, whenever
मैम
we
लेकिन
issue,
इसमें इशू नहीं है ना.
bacha, sales means issue, purchase means receipts.
Okay.
Okay, purchase means receipt, sales means issue. So whenever we issue, we have to take the rates of rates that are available in the receipt column only. Okay, according to FIFO method, first in first out, and according to weighted average method, I will tell you now. So let's start. Write down sum number 4. Statement of statement of stock ledger account. Statement of stock ledger account. Done. Draw the columns date, receipt, issue, balance. But for receipt, issue and balance, you again have to make sub partitions into 3 columns: quantity, rate and amount for each of them, for receipt, for issue and for balance. Done with the columns? Yes, done with the columns, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start. uh, the month is, I think, January 2009. Yes, so here we will write January 2009. But before that, you have written here statement of stock ledger account. Have you written this? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now in the bracket you have to write weighted average method. Weighted average method. This is compulsory, huh? Weighted average method. Is it clear? Shall we start?
Yes मैम.
Okay. Now see, dates are given. So you have to go according to chronological order. Okay. Now dates are 1st, 5th, 9th, 15th, 25th, 31st for purchases. For sales, 2nd, 7th, 11th, 18th, 27th. But you have to go according to chronological order, not as per all the purchases and all the sales later on. You don't have to start with all the purchases first and then sales later on. No, you have to go according to dates. So first is first date. On first date, you have purchased 500 units at the rate 18 rupees. So here on the first date, I will write 500 in the receipts column, quantity, 18 rupees is the rate. So what will be my
9,000.
amount? Repeat again.
9,000.
9,000.
9,000. Okay, now come to the balance column. Issue will be nil, balance will be same, 500. This will be 500, this will be 18, and this will be 9,000. Okay, is it clear? Draw a line after the first date, because this shows that first date transaction is over. So this is receipt and add in balance. Okay, have you added?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now come to the next date. Can you tell me what is the next date for you?
2.
2.
2. Very good. Second date. So you have to go according to chronological order. So you don't have to see purchases all first and then sales. No. So after first date, we have a second date. On 2nd January 2009, there is a sales, means issue, 200 units. Now they are giving you rate also 22 rupees. We don't have to take that rate. No. We don't have to take 22 rupees. No, not at all. What we will do, we will issue here. Wait, I will tell you. First, receipt column will be nil because there is no receipt. So receipt column will be nil. And issue. How much do we have to issue? 200. So straight away
200.
200.
200 because we have only one slot here. Only one. This is only first, this is last, this is weighted average. Whatever method is this. But only one stock we have, no 500. So out of 500, 200 is issued. And what is the rate of 500?
18.
Rupees 18.
Yeah. So what we have to do? 18, and this will be 200 into 18 is how much?
3600.
3600.
3600. So how much is left over?
300 units.
Very good. So here I
300.
will write 300 units at the rate
18.
18. So what will be my answer?
5400.
5400.
400.
So this is my balance of fourth date, closing balance of fourth date. Okay, draw the line. I think date was second, no? Sorry, I did not change the date. Date is second date. Okay, now next date.
Yes, ma'am.
Next date, which is the next date according to the order sequence?
5.
5.
5. What happens on 5? We are purchasing. Purchasing 700 units at the rate 20. So here I will write 700 at the rate 20. So how much it would be in all? I mean, total
14,000.
amount will be 14,000.
14,000.
14,000.
And this will be nil. Issue will be nil. Issue will be nil. Okay. Now, how should I be writing the balance part? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, first 300, then 700.
Very good. First 300 has to be copied down. Same 18 and 5400. Now listen very carefully. We have a new point here. Now 700 will be added. So 700 will be written here below 300, and the rate of 700 is 20, and the amount of 700 units is 14,000.
14,000.
But now what we have to do? Oh, listen, huh? Listen first and then write down. Now we have to draw a line. Now we have to draw a line after 700. Now, देखो, when we were doing FIFO method, we were not adding. We were just showing after 300, 700 is there. But in FIFO method, we have to literally add. We have to add it and show the total. What is the total of 300 and 700?
1,000.
Okay, what is the total amount? 5,400 and 14,000. 5,400 plus 14,000.
19,000.
Ma'am,
So
19,400.
19,400. Very good. Now what will happen? You will get a rate which will be known as weighted average rate. Now we need to calculate the rate. Rate. R means rate. That rate will be known as weighted average rate. Now, whenever I want to issue, I will issue with the help of this particular weighted average rate. So, ma'am, why didn't we go with the weighted average rate when we were issuing 200 units? Because on the earlier date, we were having only one slot of 500 units. We were not having more than one slot. Now, if we get more than one slot, first step is to literally add both of them. Literally add. We have to show the addition part. In FIFO method, were we adding and showing the addition part, the total part?
No, ma'am. ऐसे ही
No.
लिखते जा रहे थे.
सिर्फ लिखने का था. उसमें 300 and 700 only has to be recorded together. Balance 300 first and then 700. We were not adding at the time of FIFO method. But now at the time of weighted average method, we have to literally add and show the total of quantity and amount. First you have to add the quantity, then you have to add the amount. Now rate has to be calculated. This is question mark. Now this has to be calculated. What is the formula of calculation of rate? Amount divided by quantity. Always remember. Whenever we are calculating rates, means per unit, the formula is amount divided by quantity.
Rate is 19.4.
19.1. 19.4.
19.40.
4.
After point, I need two digits. So if it is 4, means 440. Okay, that means 19,400 divided by 1,000. So how much is the rate?
19.40.
19.4.
19.40. Is that
40.
very clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now because our fifth date is over. Now because our fifth date is over, we will draw the line right from the beginning till the end, because this date is over. This is how we have to do. See, have you
Yes,
done
ma'am.
this much?
Yes.
Okay, after fifth, which date we have?
7.
7.
What happens on 7th is
Issue.
issue 500 units. We
Issue.
don't
500.
have to look at the rates of issue. Okay, only units. So what are the units to be issued on 7th date?
500.
Now you
500.
will say, ma'am, from where we need to issue 500? First of all, receipt column
1000.
will be nil. First of all, receipt column will be nil. Secondly, 500 units are to be issued. Now, when we were doing FIFO method, we were looking at this first slot, and then we were taking the help of second slot. If we were facing the shortage of units. If at all we were facing the shortage, we were going to the second slot. सेकेंड स्लॉट में से भी शॉर्टेज हो रही थी तो थर्ड स्लॉट को ले रही थी. बट नाउ दिस प्रॉब्लम विल नॉट अराइज. Why?
Total miscellaneous.
Yes, because the total is there, 1000. Now you have to weighted average method. What is the weight? Weight means 1000 units. So how much is the weight? Total weight is 1000. You don't have to look at the first part and the second part. No, don't do this long method. FIFO had a different method. You have to take first slot, then if shortage, second slot, then if again there is a shortage, third slot, like that way. But now that problem is not there. Why? Because now total weight is available. Total is how much? 1000.
Yes, ma'am.
In your pocket 1000 rupees is there. You want to take out 500. Is it possible to take out 500 from
Yes.
1000? Yes, very
Yes,
easily.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So from 1000 you have taken 500. Means from 1000 you are issuing 500 units. Okay. Now what will be the rate? Because I'm not taking,
19.40.
listen, I'm not taking the help of 300, so I cannot take 18 rate, the rate of 18 rupees. I am not taking help of 700, I cannot take the rate of rupees 20. So what rate will I take? The rate will be taken weighted average rate. This is according to the total weight 1000. So the amount was 19,400. 19,400 divided by 1000. I got weighted average rate. This is very, very, very important. 19.40 is very important. This is known as weighted average rate. Now, whenever I will issue with weighted average rate. Now, according to 7th date, what is weighted average rate of earlier date? 19.40. So, 500 into 19.40 is how much?
9,700.
9,700.
9,700.
Now what you have to
700.
do, see, we have a
Balance.
different method to calculate balance. You don't have to do it as per FIFO method. No. Wait, I will tell you. See, always remember, 1000 units minus 500 units issued. How much is left over?
500.
Now what you have to do? Amount minus amount. 19,400 minus 9,700. So what is the amount?
9,700.
9,000.
700.
Okay. Now what you have to do? You have to again calculate the rate. Whenever you want to calculate the rate, you need to divide amount with units. And it should be
19.40.
19.40. If it is not
Yes, ma'am.
19.40, means you are mistaken somewhere.
Yes, ma'am.
That means this 19.40 will make you sure that we are going right way.
Right.
Is that clear with everyone now?
Yes, ma'am.
Very simple. Weighted average method is little different. We don't have to go according to FIFO method. Please listen very carefully. So whenever we will issue, first we will issue with the help of weighted average rate. Then we will multiply both of them, we will get the amount. Now how to write the balance? Quantity minus quantity. 1000 minus 500, we will get the quantity. Now amount minus amount, 19,400 minus 9,700. We will get 9,700, the balancing figure amount. And 9,700 will be divided by 500. We will get same 19.40. Is that clear with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
this 19.40 matches with the earlier one, then we are going right. It is understood. So seventh date is over. You can draw the line. Seventh date is over. Now come to the next date. Next date means which date? Which date?
9.
9th. So on
9.
9th, we have purchased
Ma'am,
900
9.
units at the rate 18 rupees. So here I will write 9th date. You also go on writing with me, okay? 900 units are purchased at the rate 18 rupees per unit. So what will be the amount?
16,200.
16,200. Issue column will be nil. Issue column will be nil. Okay. And now we will write balance. Can you tell me what has to be written first?
Yes,
500.
500 and 900. 500.
Yeah. So first, always
19.40.
remember, first has to be written first. 500, 19.40, 9,700. Now, whenever there is receipt, we need to add on. Now, add on how much? 900, 18 per unit, and amount will be reflected with 16,200. Now, again, a line has to be drawn, but only in the last column. Only in the last column, balance column. Have you seen how did I do that? सिर्फ लास्ट कॉलम में लाइन ड्रॉ करना है. So now you have to literally add 500 plus 900 is how much?
1400.
Yes.
1,400.
Yes. Now add on the amount. 9,700 and 1,200 is how much?
25,
25,900.
No,
900.
25 is not there.
Ma'am, 9,700 plus 16,200.
Okay, this is 16,000. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. So how much it would be? Please repeat again.
25,900.
900. 900. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
So now 25,900 divide by 1,400 means amount divided by
18.50.
quantity. Amount divided by quantity. So what is the rate?
18.50.
18.50 is very, very important. This rate is known as weighted average rate. Weighted average rate. Whenever there is receipt, we need to take the receipt into balance column and then literally add them. We need to show the addition part also. This is new point in weighted average method. Now, because the date is over, you can draw the line and show as the transaction is over on that particular date. Okay, ninth date is over. After ninth date, which date we have? After ninth, which
11,
date we
ma'am.
have? 11th.
11.
What is happening on 11th? 400 issued. So here we will write 11th. Receipt column will be nil. Do it with me, I will not give you extra time. So 400 units are issued. Now you don't have to think, do we have 400 units in the first slot or in the second slot? No. What is the total that you have? What is the total?
1400.
Out of 1400, issue 400. Issue 400. What is the rate of 1400? What is the weighted average rate?
18.50.
Yes. So 400 into 18.50 is how much?
7,400.
7,400. Now, how we will write the balance? Simple, very simple. What was the total?
1400 minus
What was the total? 1400.
1400.
1400
Yes,
minus
ma'am.
400 is issued. So how much is left over?
1,000.
Okay. The total amount was 25,900
900.
minus 7,400, which is issued. So how much is left
Yes.
over in the amount column?
18,500.
18,500. So 18,500 divided by 1,000. It should be 18.50.
18.50.
If it is not 18.50, then something is wrong. Is that very clear? In fact, this weighted average method
Yes,
is
ma'am.
very, very easy. According to me, weighted average method is more easier than FIFO method.
FIFO method.
Yeah, because in FIFO method, we have to see what is the first slot, what is the second slot, how much is the shortage. We have to take the help of third slot
Confusion
then.
का chance था उसमें.
Yeah, there is no point of confusion is in the weighted average method. Why? Because altogether we have to take the total of the units that we have in our hand. The total is 1400. So out of 1400, 400 is issued, 1000 is left. Out of 25,900, 4,000 is gone. So 18,500. So amount divided by quantity, you will get weighted average rate again. In
Yes,
fact,
ma'am.
you have a point to clarify here. I mean, you have a point to cross verify here. Because 18.50 will appear again. This will help you understand whether you are doing it right or wrong. So in fact, weighted average method is better. It is easier and it helps you verify your answer. In FIFO method, FIFO method also you can verify your answer. I told you the method there. I hope you remember. Yes?
Yes,
Next.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. After 11th date,
15,
which
ma'am.
date we have? 15th. What happens on 15th? Again, we
Purchase.
are purchasing 300 units at the rate 300 units at the rate 25. So 15th date, 300 units at the rate 25. So what is the amount?
7,500.
7,500. Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if it is, I mean, if no issue is there, then we will show as nil. Now tell me, which slot has to be written first? How many units are there?
1,000.
Earlier, 1000. So 1000 has to be copied down. 1000, 18.50, 18,500. Everything has to be copied. Just copy down. Everything is written. You just have to copy down 18,500. Now, because it is receipt, so we need to add on.
Add.
Add on. Add on means you literally have to add. FIFO method में literally add नहीं करना था. But here you have to add, literally add. So 300 into 25 is how much?
7,500.
Now after 7,500, you have to add.
Yes.
So 1,000 plus 300 is how
300.
much?
1,300.
Yes, it is 1,300 total quantity. Now total amount 18,500 plus
26,000.
7,500.
26,000.
26,000.
So 26,000 divided by 1300.
20.
20.
20.00 is very, very important. So it will be known as weighted average rate. Now draw the line because the date transaction is over. 15th date transaction is over. After 15th, which date do we have?
Ma'am,
After
18.
15th,
18.
18th. So what happens on 18th? 800 units are issued.
Issued.
So here I will write 18th date and it is issued. So receipt column will be nil. Go on doing nil in the all columns of receipt column. I mean in all the sub columns of receipt column. Now on 18th date, 800 units are issued. So the total that you have in your hand is 1300. Out of 1300, 800 can be easily issued. Yes or no?
Yes.
How much is the amount?
26,000.
No, what is the rate? Rate, sorry.
20.00.
20.00. Very good. 20.00. So here I will write 20. So 800 into 20 is how much?
16,000.
16,000.
What is left over? Let us quickly go.
500.
Out of 1300, 800 is issued. So what is left over?
500.
Out of 26,000, 16,000 is gone.
10,000.
So 10,000 divided by 500, it should be 20. Is it
20.00.
20?
Yes, ma'am.
It should be. Otherwise, you're mistaken. Is that very clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. Huh? Okay. Now tell me, after 18th date, which date do we have?
25.
25. What happens on 25? We are purchasing 200 units at the rate 20 rupees. So 25th date, 200 units purchased means receipt at the rate 20 rupees. Okay, just 20 is also fine. So how much will be the amount?
4,000.
4,000.
Issue column will be nil, definitely nil, because issue is not given on the 25th date. So what should be written in the balance? Come on, quickly.
500.
Balance. 500.
20.00.
20.
10,000.
Just 20 is also okay. If you want to write 0.00, that is also okay. Okay. Next is 200 has to be, sorry. Next 200 has to be added at the rate same 20 rupees and the amount is 4,000. Next, we have to now literally add them. We have to now
What?
literally add them.
700.
Yeah. So total quantity is 700. Total amount is 14,000, I
14,000.
suppose.
14,000.
So 14,000
Rate
divided
Weighted
by
average.
700.
20.
20.00.
20. Now this
20.
20.00 again, this is known as weighted average rate. Okay. Now you can
Yes,
close
ma'am.
down the date because 25th transactions date is over.